Hello everybody, welcome back to my vlogcast. Today, I would like to introduce you to my friend, Michael Pollak. He is a co-founder and CEO of C2C Media.
I wouldn't call it a CEO.
Okay, co-founder of C2C Media.
I wouldn't put myself like that.
He's an employee of C2C Media.
Exactly.
Employee, okay.
Production assistant.
Okay, cool. Hell yeah. So before we start, I'm gonna need you to fall in love with that microphone. Okay, so me and Michael and I, we met about 5 years ago, and that was because of your coworker, and she knows my dad, and she recommended that we meet because we have a mutual shared interest in the production industry, in the entertainment industry. Is that fair to say?
Absolutely.
Yeah. Okay. So how long have you been interested in the production mindset, the entertainment industry, production in general?
Since I was 18.
18?
I actually got picked up by an agent when I was 18 years old.
That's incredible.
Yeah, it was fun. I was really lucky. It was one of those things where I was shooting a film and had my buddy that worked at HBO put us in the calendar to meet the executive producer.
Wow.
Dressed up my buddy who was a paralegal. They made him look like an agent. We went up and pitched a script, and they loved it, and they looked at it, and they looked at my so-called agent and said, "How old are you?" And he said, "I'm about 19." And they couldn't do anything, but they set me up with an agent down the street.
I realized it was a little dark. Now you're well lit. So they set you up with an agent down the street. Mm-hmm. How'd that go?
It went well. I started. I don't know if you ever saw 3,000 Miles to Graceland.
I have not. I should see it. I'll put it on my list.
It was like Kevin Costner, Courtney Cox, David Arquette. It was a bunch of It was an old. Hallie Long was in the film. Ice-T was in the film.
Wow.
Stuff like that. So I was his production assistant, or his apprentice, as you would call it.
Okay.
And the agent put me in his law for a little while, and it didn't really work out. It wasn't really my style. And I asked the agent, to switch me. Okay. And he switched me to Tim Blake Nelson, who was a bit actor who was directing a film called O, and Eric Gitter, who just did Atomic Blonde and Scott Pilgrim vs. the World.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. So
I think I remember you mentioned that at some point while we worked together.
It was fun. It was a lot of fun. People think you're really big when you're doing stuff like that, and you're actually nobody. You're just following them around a set like a puppy. Right.
So for those of you that don't know Michael as well as I do, he has been working for himself for how long?
Since I was 18.
18. Wow. Okay. Isn't that incredible? That's just incredible. I am honored to be here with you and asking you questions for my own podcast, because not only have you been working for yourself for that long, you've been dedicated to you've been passionate. I like when people have a mindset that they're not willing to give up on.
And you got to put other people first. You got to pay it forward. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So what is it that made you want to start your own company? I know you've probably been working since you were 18, but we connected it around the time that you've been working at C2C for a couple years.
Yeah, it was basically what ended up happening was I was doing a film. I was at a film festival, and Krista found me. I was very lucky to win an award at a couple film festivals, and she was one of the judges on a panel, and she just dumb luck ran into me and said, "Let's try and work together." Wow. And she's amazing, one of the most honest, nice people I've ever met in my life.
Yeah, I gotta get around her sometime.
Yeah, I mean, just unbelievable. And I said, "Yeah, let's try it." And film obviously goes into corporate pretty well. Same type of setup. It does go from you're dealing with 60 people now to like 5, which is different. But it's all the same. Just treat people with respect. And doing corporate is, you deal with a little bit more attitude. But it's, you just, if you want to get paid, you deal with the attitude.
Yeah, I agree, yeah.
And when you work with great people, the attitude doesn't really matter.
Okay. So between 18 and when I met you, what is it that inspired you to start your own company? Or maybe what is it that what motivated you to want to do your own thing?
I love being with my family. I love being with my family. I mean,
Amen.
it's one of those things for my, being around my daughter is like the greatest blessing of my life.
Amen.
So, and my wife at that time. So I sat there and I would go out and do commercials like Bud Light and Career Builder and stuff like that. And it was a lot of fun. But now I'm going to date myself. My God, it was like 2008 before the recession then. And DDBLA had a lot of clients and we worked for them. And I go out there for 10 days, do a couple commercials, come back home, be with my family for a while.
Wow.
And then, kind of come back and forth. And that way I'd be able to spend a lot more time. The problem with doing films is you're gone for a long time.
Yeah.
So for me, being away from my daughter for 2 days is difficult.
Yeah.
To be away for 6 weeks.
And how old is your daughter, if I'm asking?
She's now 15.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, now I'm old. It's okay.
Wow. No. I mean, that's good. That means you have experience. You've lived it. You've done it. You're doing it.
It's the best in the world, man.
Yeah, I mean, like there are people out there that are gonna want to hear from you because of the fact that they're looking up to you.
I really appreciate that.
There's people out there, I promise, that are gonna want to do what you are doing, working, living, and having a life, having a family. Like, you are doing exactly what you want to do.
It's, I appreciate the looking up part, but it's really about...
Is that true? Are you doing exactly what you want to do?
You always want to do more.
Good.
You should, you always want to push yourself.
Yeah, shouldn't you always... Honestly, I love the fact that you said that because I believe you should always want to do more. Even right now, you should feel like right now you're not doing enough. In my opinion.
I haven't done enough at all.
There you go. Amen.
There's so many projects that I should have done.
Okay.
That either I passed up on or I haven't pushed myself hard enough.
Okay. Do you think it's more important to focus on the future and what you could do, or do you think it's... I feel like it's not that important to focus on like what you could have done, but more important to focus on like, I've done this and I'm gonna do more.
There's so many things that you could have done.
Yeah, it's literally impossible to regret the things that you could have done because it's unlimited.
It's, we're all gonna make mistakes. Like
you should.
You should learn from your mistakes.
Exactly. As long as you learn from your mistakes, I think you should make mistakes as long as you're learning from them.
Not everybody gets a participation trophy. and
although not everyone learns from their mistakes. It's a very difficult personality trait to acquire, to learn from your mistakes and actually admit you've made a mistake and move on from it.
It was funny. There was one time this kid came up and he was we were doing a film and he turned absolutely as white as I've ever seen, and he walked up and he was like, Mike, I got to tell you something. I was like, what's going on?
Yeah.
He's like, I forgot to fill up the generator. And back in the day, a generator would, power. It wasn't LED lights. It was all, 20K pars and all that stuff, and you lift them up. So that's a pretty big screw up.
Yeah.
And he was worried that he was going to get fired. And I'm like, for what? Just let's fix the problem. He's like, what do you mean? I'm like, it's construction sites all over the place. They have diesel fuel. Give them $50 and let's keep going.
Wow. Okay.
So it's like, you just treat people like you want to be treated. That's like the oldest saying in the world. But this industry, so many people try to pretend they're high and mighty and that they're this and they're that. Yeah. Who cares?
For real.
I mean, who cares what you've done? Who cares what you've seen? Who cares? People talk about the celebrities they met. Well, so what? I mean, it's what you're doing. It's what, regrets. You wake up and you have regrets too. I mean, you do. There's parts of time.
Do you think there's a certain amount of narcissism you have to be in this industry? Like in order to be a producer, filmmaker, entertainer, I believe, I could be wrong, I believe you have to have a certain amount of like, I am the...
Can I be completely blunt?
Please.
I think it's insecurity.
Insecurity, okay.
I think that if you feel that way, then you don't feel secure in how good you may be.
Okay.
So it's one of those things where I look on, and if I've done my homework and I've gotten ready for it, I don't need to tell people I'm good.
Wow, you're good, okay. Yeah.
So it's one of those things of like, somebody taught me a long time ago, you walk on the set and you tell everybody you're good, they know you're full of it.
Okay, yeah.
So,
because if you say it, if you had to say it, then maybe
if you look for applause, you're going to fail.
You don't see amazing people walking around saying they're amazing.
No.
You know,
well,
like,
sometimes, but there's, but it's
your idol is if you walk up to your idol and say, "Hey, you're my idol," they're probably not going to talk about how amazing they are. They're probably going to be humble and say, like, "Oh, thanks, I'm not that great."
Yes, I mean that's
and that kind of comes from the mindset of like, just, you can't be all about yourself.
Yeah, I mean when I was younger. Like
you're young.
Before the salty beard and everything.
You're
like
young
that.
Compared to old people.
Yeah, that makes me feel good. I used to be the youngest on set by like 10 years, and now I'm like 42, and it's ridiculous. You sit there and you're like, my mom taught me a really good lesson. It was after I got lucky and won a couple film festivals. I did get arrogant. I was like 19 years old. I'm like, I'm represented by this person. I've met these actors. I've met these people. Wow, this is awesome. I'm really good. I walk back into college, and my mom basically was like, "Look, you can be the son that I raised. You can get out of my house." So
Whoa.
it was a great lesson because, and then my dad told me, "Let your work speak for itself. And if it's not good enough, then you're not good enough."
Yeah, dude. See, I fully am there with your dad because sometimes when people ask me like how many followers I have or like how many viewers I get, I like to just joke around with them. I'm like, I got 1 subscriber. It's amazing. I got 1 person to subscribe. Can you believe it? And they look at me like I've just discovered the internet because they're like, they don't want to say they're sitting in my house, so they don't want to be rude to me. They're like, wow, 1 subscriber, you're nothing. And I'm like literally ecstatic. And like, dude, I got 1 subscriber. And they're like, wow, dude, that's amazing. Oh my God, you're a YouTuber for sure. And then
here comes the money.
Yeah, and then that's why the reason I do that is because later on, if they actually care to look me up, then they'll realize I have a little bit more than 1. I don't want you to think I'm cool because I've got this many followers or this many accolades. I'd rather you like enjoy my presence.
And that's what's fun. I mean, sitting with you and getting to meet you like 5 years ago, whatever.
Roughly,
it was.
Yeah. Incredible.
It's just you meet different people and you learn about their skill set and you learn because I remember, about a month ago, I saw something that you did that was from, I think, for TiVo. Okay. It was incredible. It was extremely creative, fast moving. What everybody's starting to do is forget that you have 2 seconds to entertain somebody on the internet.
Yeah.
And if you don't catch them right away, you're done. So even corporate movies, whatever it may be. And what you did was, and I'm not just saying it to say it, I was hooked.
Thank you, man.
And
it helps a lot is having a good background of people to help you grow. And I remember back in the day when we first started working together, you took me under your wing and we worked together. We spent hours in that studio, in that conference room at C2C Media, and we figured out that we were both dedicated people. We were both inspirational, had a motivated mindset, and we knew what we wanted to do, and you took me seriously, and I can't thank you enough for that. I'm sitting here with my good friend Michael Pollak. He is a co-founder, employee, and just dedicated all together around his company C2C Media. And is there anything else that in your life that you would consider like something that helps you get up in the morning? Is there anything else that causes you to just work as hard as possible?
There's only one thing that does, my daughter.
Your daughter. Okay, so is that your why in life? That you found?
There's no question.
You found your why in life, and that's your daughter.
It used to be that film was my dream. My daughter's my dream.
That's amazing.
People sit there and they're like, they go out to Los Angeles and they think, oh, I'm going to hit it big or I'm going to do this, and they never understood. For me, that's what, was, she was like, Dad, do you want to go back to LA? I'm like, no. She's like, why? I'm like, dreams change. You don't have to, make $100 million film to sit there and say you made it. Your legacy can be your child.
Amen.
It's about what you believe in. And, I'm not going to sit there and say people are wrong for going away or not having kids. I mean,
yeah.
If you're not, I wasn't ready to have a kid. There's no question about it. But it happened. I had to start, and I had to grow up. But,
yeah.
It's greatest thing in my life, greatest blessing.
That's amazing. And so you don't have any plans of going back to LA because you want to stay here for her?
Once she graduates, we've talked about it, and I probably will go back. I'll probably. Okay. It's one of those things where, we've talked about it and just go back, and she wants to go to college on the West Coast, so.
Oh, cool.
So be close to her and go back out to the people that I know, and it's one of those things when you treat people right, they're going to be there. And whether it's 10 years, 15 years, 5 years, 2 years, doesn't matter. You can call them up, and if someone called me up and we haven't spoken.
Yeah, we haven't spoken. I've reached out, and you've reached out individually for different things, just to say hi. Hope the world's going great. Mm-hmm. But this is the first time we've connected physically, face to face, and man, a while. It's been a while.
Probably 5 years.
And I think that's really important to focus on, because we were close friends, in my opinion.
Yeah.
For a little while, long enough and short enough to not feel bad about disconnecting, but also good about reconnecting. So anytime I reconnected with you, I was excited to share with you what was going on.
No, thank you.
And with that, I just want to say, like, what is it? Is there anything coming up anytime soon? Like, what is it about the next? Anything that I can, tell the audience about that you got coming on, that, anything you want to share that you can excite them about?
Well, I mean, I don't think the corporate stuff excites anybody, but
I mean, hey man, I'll tell you this much: you being here is going to be exciting to them regardless.
Thank you.
The premiere of this episode, they're watching right now, waiting to hear how they can connect with you.
You can, whether you want to work with me or whether you want ideas or whether you want to just ask me a question, call me anytime.
Call you?
Yeah. Just, I mean, it's one of those things.
You have to plug your phone number?
No. Well, I'm not going to put it that much. Okay, email me first.
Email me anytime.
Yeah,
okay. So you want me to plug your email?
No.
Usually most people plug their social media.
Whatever you can
get in contact. How can I get in contact with you if they? So I have some friends that may want to contact you for a film idea, and I have some friends that may want to contact you for a job or freelancing or anything like that. So what is it? What is it you're looking for? Are you looking for anything in the future? Are you having any projects coming up?
We're doing a horror film with the people from Atomic Blonde and Scott Pilgrim.
Oh, cool!
But
that's amazing.
It's cool. It's just there's gatekeepers in LA.
Definitely.
And one of the things that's everybody's like, well, can you get me a job?
Well, I mean, are you open to networking?
Absolutely.
Yeah, totally. Okay, so how can people get in contact with you?
You could email me at my Pollak, Pollak,
okay,
at Gmail, or I'm on LinkedIn, Michael Pollak, Pollak.
Okay. What's your Instagram?
I don't even remember. I'm on Snapchat, Instagram.
Oh, Snapchat. What's your Snapchat? So his if you want to add Michael Pollak, his Snapchat is MYPOLLAK77. I'm gonna put it on the screen for you.
I'm such a dork on Instagram. I have no followers.
Do you? That's fine, dude. That's
pathetic.
fine. Like I just said a minute ago.
My daughter makes fun of me.
A minute ago.
Can you help me beat her?
I told you. Sometimes I tell people I've got one follower, and I am
ecstatic.
All right.
When I tell people I have one follower, I am over the moon.
Okay, well here's
because listen real quick. Let me help you. When you walk around town, if one person came up to you and said, "I love your stuff," you'd be ecstatic for weeks.
Yeah.
Right?
Absolutely.
So if you got one follower online, what's the difference between one follower online and one follower in person?
Person in person is probably
nothing. There's no difference.
No.
There is no difference between having one follower online that clicks follow and having one person come up to you and saying they liked your stuff.
Yeah, I mean, I'd rather talk to somebody.
Sure. Yeah. What I'm saying is, even if you have one follower or 1 million followers, you should be excited about it.
Yeah, I mean, LinkedIn's fun. Instagram, it's more about beating my daughter.
Good. Okay.
Yeah. It's
Amen.
More about, I mean, it's I hate to be competitive, but it's one of those things where you need more followers than your kid.
Exactly. Well, Michael, thank you so much for joining me. If you want to see more from Michael, when you're done out there in LA, you're to come back and you're gonna tell me some fun stuff.
That's fair.
All right, so we're gonna use this as like a teaser for the next episode you're on, and we're just gonna say stay tuned for Michael's next episode when he comes back to tell me about all the juicy LA stories.
Yes, and if you're single in any ways, LA is a very interesting place.
True, yeah. If you are a female within the ages of 30 and 40, please.
Oh, jeez.
please email my friend at mypollak@gmail.com.
You know you're gonna get me in trouble.
Have a great time in LA.
Thank you.
Kill it, because if you don't, I'm not gonna have anything to talk about.
That's and right back at you. Congratulations on everything, man. This is great.
Amen. Say goodbye to the people.
Take it easy, guys. Have a great day.
Thank you so much for joining us. See you next time on Vlogcast.
You're watching Wink. Don't forget to subscribe.